How jealous mistress destroyed the life of married 13 Reasons Why author after whipping their consensual affair into a pound me too frenzy. Believe all women, though. Women would never lie about something like this. Now, on the one hand, it's this idiot's fault for being married in the first place and for having an affair with this psychopath. But treat this as education. This is why you should never just blindly listen and believe to a whammons. You should always request proof, and if they don't have proof, you don't believe them. It's been 7 years since anyone heard much from the 13 Reasons Why author Jay Asher. Much like the main character in his hit novel, he's been forced into hiding after vicious rumors circulated about his personal life, and at his lowest point, he even contemplated self-Minecrafting. The side that usually pushes other people to this seems to be the most susceptible to it, which is kind of ironic. The California-born writer rocketed to fame after the Current Year -19 book, his fourth young adult novel, was transformed into a popular Netflix series in March of Current Year -9. His newfound celebrity status made him suddenly attractive to hordes of whammons, and behind the scenes, Asher began cheating on his wife with a plethora of mistresses. Holy shit, man. This dude fell for it. I guess he was never all that popular. But the second he got a bit of popularity, he started falling for every piece of ass that was placed in front of him. This infidelity came to bite him less than a year after 30 Reasons Why premiered on Netflix, when several of Asher's lovers found out about each other and conspired to retaliate by taking him down. Now the question is, what punishment will these pieces of shit face for doing this? Oh, probably nothing. His literary stardom became a supernova when their revenge plots conflated with the Pound Me Too, let's call it what it is, a moral panic. At the height of the cultural movement, and his former mistress painted him as not just a cheat, but a sexual predator. Well, I don't know much about this guy myself, but was he of the type that was all about believe all women until he was the one that was accused? Because I always find that hilarious when they get a bit of their own medicine and all of a sudden they don't like it anymore. Though Asher has never been accused of any criminal wrongdoing and nobody ever provided evidence of this characterization, his career catastrophically collapsed in front of his eyes and he was cast outside the orbit of the literary world. Well, the literary world is a bunch of fucking idiots at this point. Like, they drove away anyone who was worth a shit. And like it is so bad that was like the science fiction and fantasy association, like whatever the hell they were called, that authors group, they can't even find anyone that wants to run the organization. Nobody wanted to run for president of the organization because it is such a dumpster fire. So I think you may have done yourself a favor by splitting off from these psychos. For the past year, Asher has been laying low, working odd jobs, including part-time role at Rite Aid Pharmacy, and a total of just $16,135 in Current Year -1. Now, this might be one of the most important lessons in this article. This is why if you happen to fall into wealth, you save and invest that money, okay? Don't be like some of these idiot athletes. Like as soon as they get a $30 million contract, they're spending $40 million because they're assuming their next contract will be $50 million. No, if you were to get $30 million, you put that shit away because for all you know, you're going to lose your career the next day and you're not going to be able to make that money back. So have it ready and just retire. Like, imagine if this guy saved all his Netflix money. He wouldn't have to be doing these odd jobs. And now he has decided to speak out against the contortion of his personality into a Weinstein-esque caricature, which brought down his career. Okay, in order to be taken seriously, you need to sue your false accusers. You need to destroy their lives like they destroyed yours. Or else none of these other false accusers have any reason to stop what they're doing. If they're not going to face any consequences, they have no reason to stop. Speaking with Kat Rosenfield at the Free Press, Asher acknowledged that he made horrible decisions in his personal life that obliterated his marriage. He brought evidence to show that his relationships are nothing more insidious than this. The New York Lies best-selling author said he cheated on his ex-wife, Joan Marie Asher, with whom he shares a son for more than a decade. Yeah, it's not like this guy is an angel, obviously, but hopefully he if he was willing to cheat on his ex-wife, I guess we'd have to know the specifics of that. Hopefully he's willing to take down his false accusers. This started before he found fame, but spiraled out of control as he met more and more whammons in the young adult literary circles. His downfall came when his first ever mistress, Robin Mellum, who he met at the Society of Children's Book Writers and Illustrators Conference in, current year minus 23, found out that he had branched out to several more affairs since theirs began. Yeah, no, what? How fucking stupid can you be? If you are with somebody who you know is cheating on their partner already to be with you, if you are shocked that they'd also cheat on you with one or more other partners, you are a fucking idiot. Everyone involved in this story deserves the ruination they got coming for him. I swear to God, nothing but idiots. Asher said Mellum spent the next 10 years stalking his social media accounts and contacting women shown beside him in photographs, demanding to know whether they were romantically involved. What a psycho, dude. Stay single. Don't get married so then you never have to worry about cheating. Don't get an official girlfriend for the same reason. If you want to sleep around, but preferably don't give them your personal info. I would say stick to 2D just in general, but some guys just, they need to learn the hard way, and a lot of them don't even learn then. Yeah, cheater gonna cheat? I'm not shocked. Yeah, well, apparently these dumb 304s were. Rosenfield wrote that several of these whammons confirmed receiving such messages from the jealous mistress. Mellum's alleged cyberstalking campaign resulted in her connecting with several of Asher's mistresses and penning an anonymous group email to SCBWI's executive director at the time, Lynn Oliver. He forms emotional friendships with whammons, turns them into deep relationships via phone, texting, email, and eventually turns them into physical relationships in person. While we do realize that we played a role in our relationships with him and that we are responsible as well, the affairs have caused much emotional turmoil and distress in our lives. Well, I think if you recognize that you're responsible as well, I think you're not going to have anything against him suing you in retaliation now, right? Yeah, the group of 7 whammons, most of whom were married themselves. I think it's time to start letting all of these whammons partners know the kind of whammons they are. It's only fair, right? Claiming that their careers had suffered, that they didn't feel safe attending events where Mr. Asher has been invited to speak. Well, after trying to ruin his life, that would make sense. A second email to Oliver seen by the Free Press went further, claiming that the relationships are arguably not consensual because of a power imbalance between the whammons and literary giant Asher. They will always play the victim every time. And this is why I am so glad that men as a whole are just walking away and starving all these attention whores. If you want to get attention and falsely accuse someone, it's going to have to be another woman. We believed these relationships to be consensual at the time, but now we recognize there was a power imbalance that made them inappropriate and harmful. Oh, yeah. So basically, we retroactively withdraw our consent. Yeah, Asher denied this and said each of his affairs began long before he was famous, some before he was even a published author. Nonetheless, Asher was outed by an anonymous poster on an online blog who left vague but concerning comments, which ultimately blackened his name. I find it bizarre and horrifying that nobody has named Jay Asher. They wrote on a blog about Children's Illustrator David Diaz's resignation. After complaints against him. I heard about Asher back in current year minus 21. It was so well known that his agent has to know. Well, I'm gonna let you guys in on some well-known information that's not secret at all. Every place is like this. Like, if you know someone has their issues, Most people just look the other way as long as that person is really good at their job. But we're in an era now where everyone is expected to be perfect. And, like, let's be honest, the biggest geniuses in the world are also a little bit special. Let's just say they have their quirks. And now all of your smartest geniuses are getting fired for those quirks. And none of the bottom feeders that are left are able to fill that void. And that is one of the reasons so many of these places are collapsing. Well, people want us to name names. They want to know who. I will say the name from my story, Jay Asher. Happy now. I too experienced predatory behavior with Jay Asher. When I discovered his true nature, I cut off all communication and tried to warn other Whammons through a whisper network. He found out and used threats and intimidation to quiet me. Well, Mr. Asher, intimidation stops now. We will no longer whisper. If you make accusations like this, you should be basically given an ultimatum. Either provide proof or we're sending your ass to jail. These comments could have been from 4 different people or just one user. Is it too late to subpoena the website at this point? I mean, it might be. Yeah, I don't think we need to get through the entirety of this story. It's just going to be continuing there. Let's see if we could get to the guy actually trying to fight back, if there is any of that. Yeah, let's see. Invitations from conferences withdrawn. That's expected. It devastated and nearly destroyed me for a long time. I'm draining my retirement to keep things going. Can't meet my financial commitments to my ex-wife. Oh, man. The ex-wife got the best end of that deal, I guess. I don't blame her in this at all. I mean, she found out that her husband was cheating on him for fucking decades with multiple other Whammons. I wouldn't really show him mercy either if I was her. Gracie lets that slide each year because she doesn't want me to suffer. Well, probably just because she knows you're not going to be able to pay anyway. Maybe this is one of the smart women out there. Like, she understands if she gets him locked up, she's going to get no money. So she'd rather have less money than no money. She was the only female victim in this situation. Damn, that is a true statement. Okay. When she saw an email Melma drafted, she was disturbed. I remember being uneasy about the entire thing. And it felt like she had a vendetta, like it was starting to become an attack. Well, I love this stuff. I really love this. After the guy's life is already ruined, that's when they turn around and say, maybe this went a little too far. Maybe we shouldn't have done that. Now, show was just come out, so it was like, how dare you get this show when you did all this stuff? I remember thinking, but it was consensual. He talked to some other Whammons, and it was all consensual. So, let's get to the part of the story where the false accusers actually get some retribution, actually get some justice. Oh my God, I love this. Now they're going to blame everyone else too. So one of his co-writers said that Oliver was just a coward who chose to banish Asher rather than deal with the reality of the situation at hand. So it's everyone else's fault for bending over to the outrage mob, basically, which, I mean, I don't disagree with. But at this point, literally everyone involved is at fault here. Again, I agree with the author. Like, the only victim here is the fucking ex-wife. Freeberg said Asher's cancellation is nothing more than an act of retaliation, and she was horrified to see the Pound Me Too movement manipulated as a weapon of revenge. Well, guess what? That's all it ever fucking was. Do you not realize that? That's all it was from the start, from start to finish. All it fucking was a way to destroy men that these Whammons didn't like. And she resigned from the SCBWI and discussed in March of current year -8, telling the executives her final email, the misuse of the Pound Me Too movement in this manner is toxic and will not be complicit as I watch it being abused like this. Now, that's pretty rare. I mean, this was his co-author who actually stood by him. Elvis says that at the time the claims against Asher were investigated, and as a result, he was no longer a member of the SCVWI. Okay. So provide proof of, like, if you're going to say something like this, You should be forced to provide proof of the investigation and what it found. This shouldn't be hard. Yeah, it's true. It still hurts to think of the number of people I considered friends who knew the truth but turned away to protect themselves. Yeah, this always happened, and this is why you should not feel guilty about retaliating, even if some of these same people will be caught in the crossfire. Like they were willing to throw you under the bus to protect their own asses. Don't worry about getting them caught in the crossfire. They're not friends anyway. Producer from the Netflix series begged me to stay silent because rocking the boat could hurt the series. Oh yeah, but having the creator be falsely accused of these Pound Me Too accusations won't hurt the series. Yeah, makes sense. Some people even reached out asking me not to defend myself because exposing that people lied about me would hurt the integrity of the movement. That just shows the movement has no integrity in the first place. What more proof do you need at this point? That this entire movement has always been about a bunch of lies and revenge. That's all it's ever been. Yeah, one mom whose son was set to have a sleepover at our place wanted to know what I was accused of because he didn't find any details of what I supposedly did. And that should be the big red flag right there. Like, what's he even being accused of? Yeah, even his ex-wife said the treatment was unfair. Yeah, I was frustrated and angry, of course, being cheated on, but someone should be allowed to move on. Now, from the ex-wife's perspective, I bet what she's mad about was these accusations destroyed her ex-husband's finances, which thus destroyed how much money she could get from him. It's understandable why she's mad. I would love it if he was given a chance to move on in life, to be able to start over so I could get more money. But yeah, nothing in this story about the guy suing his false accusers. Nothing. And most of them were married too. I mean, what, did you reach out to their partners and tell them like they did to you? No, you're going to be the bigger man, right? You're going to be a doormat little bitch and make sure that this keeps happening to other guys because the false accusers never have to suffer any consequences. So don't be a bitch. If someone tries to destroy your life, you're well within your rights to retaliate and show them just as much mercy as they showed you.